Hello, guys. Good evening. This is Rifat here, lead scientist and chief technology officer of Space Kids India. Today is really an amazing day. It is Asteroid Day. It's an amazing day to celebrate, and it is such a scientific day. A lot of people, I know you guys. A lot of you guys are interested in astronomy, astrophysics. A lot of you guys want to, become space scientists in future. So, what would be the better occasion than this day to discuss about some real science stuff and how you guys can work in this stuff? So that is why today's Space Kids India is organizing a special event, a special YouTube live discussion with spaceman, the man who behind the Chandrayaan-1 mission, Mangalyaan mission, and many other numerous successful Indian satellites. None other than Dr. Mylswamy Annadurai, sir, former ISRO scientist, director of UR of Space Center, former director of UR of Space Center, and right now he's the chairman or vice chairman of Tamil Nadu Council for Science and Technology. So he will be joining us in the discussion today. He will be delivering a small lecture, and he will be answering our questions, and we will be also going through your comments, and we will be asking the questions. And there is also a quiz show today, so we guys can also play a small game and make it really fun. So I'm really happy to welcome Dr. Mylswamy Annadurai sir to the session. Let me add to him to the stream. Hello, sir. Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah. Yes, sir. How are you, sir? How is the lockdown going?
Yeah, it's really a fun being in home, but still reaching out to the people in various forms because the online mode helps in a better way. So
yes, sir.
Today is on such occasion, the Asteroid Day, International Day. That I think also the online helps us to reach out and see how things move.
Yes, sir. So thank you so much for accepting our invite and being here today. The stage is all yours, sir.
Okay. Thank you, and for fun, and thanks to Space Kids. Today I am with you people. Probably you and along with your parents, possibly you will be looking this particular day. Maybe a curiosity, because science is all about the curiosity and inquisite and try to know something which is not known day in, day out. First of all, what is this Asteroid Day? I think that definitely question will be there, and why is it? Okay, so then what is it Asteroid Day? Then why we are doing it? It's really first we will start that way. Basically, look at that. There is a history behind how asteroid came. That's a different story. But how first of all Asteroid Day itself has come. It is not very old actually. The Asteroid Day is as young as even much younger than you people. Okay, because it's hardly 4 years old. This declaration has come in December 2016. I think the United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution declaring 30th June of all subsequent years. That's why today 30th June, the International Asteroid Day, in order to observe each year at the international level the anniversary of something it is there. That is the reason. Okay, there was a Tunguska impact over Siberia, Russian Federation, then Russian Federation, on same day, 30th June 1908, nearly 100 years old. Okay, to raise the public awareness about the asteroid impact hazard. That time it happened, but now the thing is, as I told, the curiosity of asteroid impact came and hit in the recorded history as 1908 is concerned. But before that, many things happened. That's one of the reason. The basically the civilizations, even you look at here, the great creatures like dinosaurs, they wiped out because one great impact came and landed on the our Earth is concerned. Okay, and not only that, even we ourselves, this is like a virus they will tell now. Coronavirus is some harmful, they telling, but there are some viruses good for us also. Okay, for our the system, immune systems also helping. Similarly, this sort of hitting whatever happens, the impacts to start with, not a fertile land in this particular earth was concerned. It was possibly maybe dry, something like that, but water came from elsewhere. Okay, that is one of the asteroids probably from elsewhere it's coming and hitting would have created, and that created some possible elements like carbon, methane, something like that, which enabled the life form to come. Okay, but subsequent some other hits created a problem. So there is a plus and minus both were there. So to know about asteroid, other things they're talking about. But now the International Asteroid Day aims to raise the public awareness and about the asteroid impact hazard, and as well as to inform the public about the crisis communication. So such a thing happens. One is to know about asteroid and trying to know what is the day to day and what is the asteroid. And another thing is if like the impact comes, okay, like coronavirus all of a sudden has come, something like that, COVID-19, we are surviving. But let us assume COVID-35 comes, how we are going to survive? Okay, without this, is it possible to survive? We should be aware of that. That's why to have a global level, in case of credible near earth object threat comes, how we are going to cope up with that, for that how we are going to ready for that. Okay, and towards that the General Assembly decision was made based on the proposal by the Association of Space Explorers, which was endorsed by the Committee on the Peaceful Uses of Outer Space called COPUS. It is an international forum. COPUS is an international forum with representatives from United Nations member committees. Actually, I was chairing the working group of the whole for 3 years. 2015 to 18, I was chairing that. But it should be very interesting to note. Actually, at this point of time, we should know. It's very interesting to note. On 15th February 2013, we told to commemorate the anniversary of 1908 that impact asteroid hit. We are celebrating this. But instantly, what happened is on 15th February 2013, when many asteroid and meteor experts were gathering in Vienna to discuss the establishment of an asteroid warning network. Something happens, how we within ourselves can do, and an advisory group to devise asteroid deflection. Something comes, how we can mitigate that, how we can, is it possible for us to deflect it such that one more big impact will not come and hit us. Okay, and then very interesting thing happened around that time. Okay, when this discussion was going and people are gathering, a large fireball, technically called superboloid, okay, traveling at a velocity of 18.6 kilometers per second, entered the atmosphere. When the people are discussing in Vienna, when it's coming, and disintegrated in the skies over the Chelyabinsk in Russia. Okay, then this is a very big. It's a nearly 18-meter dia system asteroid, and the mass was nearly 11,000 tons. It came and hit on the place. Okay, and nearly 1,500 people got injured, and many things happened there. Okay, this event is an extraordinary large fireball, most energetic impact event recognized after 1908. That is basically when they're discussing about it itself, something happened. Why it happened? When they are looking back, actually that time, even though space everything has come, this particular thing entered without much without not notice, means something called during a daytime entering. That means previously all watching should happen in the night time. Optical telescopes can see in the night only. So something called daytime. That means it is coming against the sun. Okay, that the backdrop of the sun is keep coming. That time there is no devices to observe for that. Okay, so this is how it is. After hitting only people realized. So then all the more required. People should be aware of such things not to happen once again. What we can do. Okay, that's how now the this very many activities happened there. Okay, then one is an asteroid the comet near Earth represents. Is it possible to have all near Earth objects, something whatever going to come, potentially catastrophic threat to our planet to be identified? I think systematically is it possible to go something like that? People have started there, and to the date, that is nearly 20,000 near Earth object asteroids have been discovered, which would potentially can hit. Few millions are there, but potentially can come and hit there. But by the way, asteroid is basically beyond Mars and in between Jupiter. It's also like a planetary system. Like around the sun, it's going. You know that Mercury, Venus, Earth, then Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune. Subsequently, Pluto also they're told coming and going. That's more. So it's all going around. These are all the planetary systems going around the central star called Sun. solar system. Okay, in this, in between Mars and Jupiter, okay, it was not really a planet, but it's all small pieces type of thing, but it also goes around the sun. This is the system. From there, some once in a while something can come out of that and get into that loop and get into a nearby place like our Earth, and it can pass through Earth and come back. Something like that happen there. So now, after seeing all these things, they one is International Asteroid Day, bringing people aware, and another thing is, systematically, is it possible to have this to be monitored, and in case it comes, are we how we can plan so that we can mitigate that. These two things point of view. And 2013 and 14, something has been formed. 2013, Corpus again was thinking about to make the committees, that means International Asteroid Warning Network. That means keep watching it. One is professionals, and again bringing good number of amateur astronomers, and the people like us also. Okay, there are some ways they are trying to tell, is it possible to identify that network, warning network. Another one is, if really something is going to happen, if you are able to know some few years ahead, quite in advance, then mission planning advisory group, okay, that was also established 2014, such that the idea is, warning group is well-defined communication plans and protocol to adjust governments, analyze the possible consequences on asteroid impact, and to support the planning mitigation responses. I think there is one is warning is going to happen, and for that what to do. Then another thing I told now, space mission planning advisory group. This is an interspace agency like NASA, ISRO, JAXA, ESA, Russian Space Agency, Chinese Space Agency, like this, all these people that identify technologies need to, such thing if it comes, how we can deflect it so that it will not come and hit the earth. For that, various technologies to arrive, and the technologies to be discussed, and that has to be implemented. For this, one is give early warning. Another one is to do any technology intervention such that it won't come and hit once again. Like whatever happened previous time, it will not hit for us. This is the idea of this. So now, while doing all these things, people want to make the world community to be aware of, one side, the science, what is asteroid, other thing, and another thing is, do you have such any things coming? For that, individuals also can contribute. You would have seen that some people, new asteroid they found, they're telling now, so individuals also can identify that. For example, Chandrayaan 2, when landed, crash landed, one engineer in Chennai is able to locate that. How he has done that? He has spent hours and hours together. What are all the small impacts on the moon contained? Moon has a small craters. Like when something going and hit it all, na, like that small meteors also can come and hit. It keep on hitting on the moon, but it will not daily doing. Okay, it will do sometime. It's doing, and that history is known. So now you look at all the surfaces of the moon, day after day after day after day. Very many photos they have taken. Now we keep on seeing that between the time where Chandrayaan 1 crash landed, prior day to subsequent few days, when you're looking at that, he sees a change someplace. That place he is trying to tell, this is possibly the place Chandrayaan 2 would have crashed, because he is seeing multiple impacts. From that, he is trying to understand, trying to see that. So, like that, asteroids also, now, good many things have been cataloged. These are all asteroids, so many numbers have been cataloged. I told, no, so many numbers. And the near Earth objects also cataloged. But beyond that also, there is a possibility something is missing. Even today, people are not able to look, seen it properly. Okay, so that's why various people say keep on watching. Someday or other, you will able to identify. So that means some neighbor has come. Your apartment is there. You know everybody, your father, mother, everybody knowing. But another new person is coming. Okay, it is a new face. But that too, unless otherwise you know all other faces, you will not able to locate this new face. That's very important. You should have known all other faces, then only you will able to identify the new face. So that's why so many people are keep on watching a new face, whomever coming, the person you will identify. Similarly, this whatever Chandrayaan 2, a new location where the impact has come, which was not the previous Chandrayaan 2 impacting that day. Next day, the subsequent days, it is there. Possibility is like that digitally. Similarly, you keep on watching. There are so many gadgets are there, data are given. From that, looking at that, it's possible for us to identify. That is one is nature. Second thing is, in case that comes, how we are able to mitigate for that. While mitigating, we should be aware of that such a thing is going to happen, and overall the consensus across the people should happen there, and that should do that. Okay, and towards that, new ideas also can come, new technologies also come. For example, today's technology may not be relevant for some time later. For example, today when we're talking about the existing launch vehicles, existing technology, got how much it can lift. A huge asteroid comes. It's very difficult. All the things are mapped there. Something that is coming. We have not. One is huge thing. Another one is it has not given a early warning. Okay, it has not given 2 years ahead, not 3 years ahead. It is coming like I told now, 2013 February. What happened? Something like that. If it is coming, how we are going to immediately react? Okay, so this is one is something big. Another one is coming quick. Is it possible for us to react? New technology may be required. They are talking about various technologies, various modes, and from where you have to launch. Okay, sometimes you're not able to launch from US. Sometimes you're not, because when you are going, there is a place in which go to rent over there. Towards that, how we can do, whether it can launch from Sriharikota, launch from China, or launch from Russia, launch from US. People have to discuss on that. Or only one launch is good enough, or multiple launches are required. We have to discuss. So these are all the various ways. Something one is knowing it's going to come. Having known that, accordingly, then many people have to work together. Okay, that's what is happening is when it's ways knowing, we know couple of years ahead itself probably we may know, but then unless otherwise continuously many people keep watching, somebody from Coimbatore, somebody from Chennai, somebody from Madurai, somebody from Moscow, someone from Washington, someone from London. Oh, so many people, let us assume, keep watching. Yes, I have watched it from here. It is that, watched that. Everything put together, we may predict how quickly it comes, how correctly it reaches. Okay, because that's also required there. So then only you will go and catch, rent over that thing properly. Okay, unless service its path properly, you cannot go and intercept it correctly. That is also required. So for that, they need a good number of people observing. That is called amateur observers, also called for. So this stay is one is to make you aware such things may not happen, but if it happens, how we are going to achieve with ourselves. For that, we should know about that. Beyond all these things, it can give, as I told, viruses can be positive or negative. Another thing is asteroids. It's possible to, you can go and very precious metals, they're telling it is available. Okay, in case of platinum, gold, nickel, something like that is there. And if you're able to devise good methods, good devices, where for example, today launch cost is keep on shrinking per kg to launch. Today we are able to launch cost coming down. Reusable launch vehicles has come. Big launch vehicles Elon Musk is making. Now putting the things together, you are able to go to asteroid, are able to mine some rare metals to bring back. So that makes economically viable, and the country will become much faster, cheap, richer, and many things also happen. So for that also, you should know about asteroid. The asteroid, which asteroid contents of this, you should be known. Like that, this asteroid day is not only to make you feel afraid as if something required happen, and you be ready like that. Not only just it is to celebrate 1908 what happened, that to celebrate. Beyond that, to know it is our surroundings, to know like moon we are supposed to know, moon water is there we are know for the science point of view. Then probably the moon colonization we are going planning maybe do. Similarly, asteroid knowing, asteroid mining, many things also possible. Okay, so like that, it can come various ways. And towards that, not only that, because of these working groups, all these things are there. I can tell you, you can note down the website. Okay, that is www. That is CNEOS. CNUEOS. Okay, CNUOS dot JPL dot NASA dot gov. This website, if you go, near Earth objects, basically, for example, next 10 days, what are all things going to, of course, not going to hit Earth, but what's going to come from moon and are in terms of a few moon distance. Moon, you know, the 385,000 kilometer is away from Earth. Okay, like that to that distance. What are all the objects expected for next 5 days, 6 days? I think July 1st also something is coming. It's very interesting to note that. But of course, it is much far away. Like that, it's keep coming. Okay, next to 10 days, what is going to come, and what is its size, and how far it is away to go or away from Earth. Like that, it is coming there. That is one is to know. Beyond that, there are also some softwares. If people are interested in the for rocketry, people are interested in the orbit maneuvers, all these things, you can go through that. There are, yeah, artificially something is going to hit on you onto this year. Okay, and but that is now some 3 years away, 4 years away, something like that. Some problems will be there. Now, how you will be able to, that means you yourself can design. That means you are slowly have to learn some mathematics, some orbital dynamics. Slowly you can learn. In that part of website is are giving. So then you yourself can design a mission. That mission can go and hit various ways. Can hit it, or it can go and deviate it some other form, such that it will not come and hit Earth. Okay, or you can able to deviate it much, the other side you can deviate it. So for that also they will equip you for that. So these are all things will make you more and more interest in science, mathematics, orbit dynamics, and the planetary system. So these are all the things will help you later. Asteroid may not come, but these technologies, these techniques, this awareness, this curiosity, this questioning, all these things probably will be able to take you to the next level when you are going for your higher studies, going for your taking your career, taking your career and patient together, how we can take. So these are all the very interesting fact. So COVID-19 has given a lot of rest for us, lot of thing. Instead of spending our time this way, you can spend your time taking asteroid as a hit. But now I want to do mining of asteroid. How to plan your mission? Many things you can do that. Okay, and it has a lot of scope for you to spend your time very effectively in a interesting world. Okay, because these sort of things I used to tell many places. In a human life, the best part of a life is a student life. Okay, be is LKG student or 11th standard student, 12th standard student, BE student, ME student, irrespective of that, student's life is the best part of it. But there is a possibility you can be lifelong student. Not you're failing, not because of failing. You can learning. Student is not just passing exams. Student is who learns. Correct? But these domains like space, exploration, all these things gives you an opportunity to learn daily, day in, day out. You can learn. Okay, that's the part of the thing. That's why I told now experts of so-called experts of asteroids and comets, when we are assembling in Vienna, across the world people have come. How to something comes, how to deviate when we are trying to see. When the meeting is going on itself, something came and hit. It was taken as unaware because that time we are not knowing that such article is keep coming, because today that day's technology was not good enough to get that 18-meter dia system. We are taking a big system like 1 kilometer, like that we are looking, 100-meter size we are looking. But when it coming to the 10 or 15-meter size systems, this system is not able to locate. Other, it's the sun is big, and towards from there it's keep coming. So you are not able to, even if you look there, your system are not able to locate. Then only various other systems called for came. That means you learn. So-called experts also learned from that thing. So this is a lifelong learning. Okay, you can keep learning. People give salary. You can discover something. You can invent something. But still, you can keep learning. Be a student. Okay, there's a wonderful opportunities available. So this Asteroid Day, I'm telling you students, you can be a lifelong student provided you take any science and try to learn, because science gives you innumerable opportunities. Okay, nobody can tell yes, no generation can claim they invented everything, they discovered everything. Generation after generation, the things to be discovered, things to be invented are huge and huge and huge. With that small intro, I will leave the floor for the question answer, because I have another webinar around 5 o'clock, so I have to leave. So until then, I think I can take some few questions now around 4:30 is reaching. We can take few questions. Then I think we can go on. It's okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It was an awesome session. We really got a lot of information. So it was really like enlightening one. We have some questions from the comment section and our questions also, sir.
Yeah.
So the first question is we have from a viewer called Sailapati. She is asking, like here in Earth we are mining the earth metals for very cheap, right? Like we have like easy access to it and everything. So she is asking, how economical would it be if we are going to mine asteroids in the future?
Yeah, I think today, economic point of view, we will not able to answer it properly. But what is happening is there are two things are happening. Okay, two things are some of the things becoming very more and more rare. One side, another side, the launch cost also keep coming down. Okay, now you look at the Elon Musk launch vehicle system is the fraction of how much money we are spending previously. Now even compared to even GSLV, PSLV, the cost per kg for Elon Musk has come down. Okay, these two things plus your the robotic systems, unmanned robotic systems can do a lot more things there. Okay, putting the things together, I think very many things possible because we never thought a smaller systems can do a big job. Previously, we never thought, but now today, a smaller systems also can do a big job, and the cost-effective way also we are able doing it. Then another thing
Yes,
is
sir.
systems. For example, platinum, gold, or nickel is becoming more and more costlier. And if we ran out of that, definitely, and some of the countries they don't have. Okay, let us assume some of the countries they don't have the thing. They have to import. The import versus the going and mining and taking probably in the long run it can be cheaper because cell phone when it entered it is one incoming call was 15 rupees. Okay,
Yes, sir.
now almost you are able to talk anywhere to anywhere with the throwaway price. It's available. So like that,
Yes, sir.
things can come. But those days, cell phone was very big, but not many features are available. Today's smartphone is much smarter than the Apollo missions computers. Okay, but
Yes, sir.
cost is very small.
Yes, sir.
Technology can enable that to happen. But for that, people have to keep incrementally keep improving. So
Yes,
there's a
sir.
possibility. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And
So
another thing is
another
helium
question.
3 is another
Yes,
thing.
sir.
For example,
Yes.
one is a metal, another thing is a helium 3 is another possibility. One is a moon, another
Yes.
asteroid is also another
Yes,
thing.
sir.
So now the various ways are talking about. One is
Yes,
like
sir.
whatever I told, something can be deflected, something can be also whether it can brought back towards Earth, a near size
Yes,
lunar
sir.
place like asteroid. So there you can go and mine. So like that, various
Yes, sir.
options are there. Various options
Yes, sir.
are being talked about there. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The next question is from a person called Selvam. He is asking, uh, when will India establish its space station? And like, will the Gaganyaan program and all the program coming, right, sir? So will they establish a space station, or it will be like a only capsule only program for some time?
Okay, here also various ways people think about. Okay, the one
Yes, sir.
which I advocated is yes, in India also to be a part of the space station, but space station which I feel need not be an artificial space station. Okay, the moon is a natural space station. Is it possible
Yes.
to make a observatory there in the moon, a habitat
Yes, sir.
there in the moon, a modest
Yes,
colony
sir.
there in the moon, so it can keep on growing. Okay, now
Yes,
what
sir.
is happening is in the International Space Station, one is life limited. It lives for 10 years, 15 years. Second
Yes,
thing is
sir.
to make it a bigger and bigger is going to be a tougher situation. Okay, that itself is creating a problem
Yes, sir.
for the as a debris, some type of thing after something happens. But whereas in the moon, you can keep on building. You can keep on
Yes,
building. To
sir.
start with, it can be an observatory. After there,
Yes, sir.
even possibility of agricultural having a food, many things possible. And beyond that, you can bring something like helium 3 also. Space station, you only have to take everything there. Okay,
Yes,
and
sir.
you including water, everything has to go from Earth. But whereas in lunar space, it's not like that. Okay, so that way, and over and above that, let us assume, God forbidden, something like this happened once again. COVID-19, COVID-35 comes. There is a possibility by the time some colony is there. For example, people in the space station, they are safe from today's COVID-19. Okay, we would have kept that many people there. So various ways. My feeling is India should be a part of the space station. I think China also talks about, and good number of discussions going on. Why can't be the future space station as a lunar space station? I think that
Yes.
should be our goal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That would be really awesome. So if we can, establish a home base, nothing like it. So the next one is like Japan has recently sent Hayabusa probe to an asteroid, and they collected the samples back from the asteroid, sir. So is
Yeah.
it possible that India will ever having a asteroid sample return program or a satellite like or a lander like Philae which could go and land on asteroid sometime in the future in the next decade?
Yeah, I think you recall even Haibus Japanese thing also it gone various mid-core corrections. Actually, their lander also could not really do its thing, and
Yes, sir.
finally, of course, they should come only very small fraction of the asteroid things only samples they could bring back.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
and but anyhow, they could see that's it is one of the success happened there. But definitely,
Yes, sir.
there are the time frames when the ISRO's science group discussing, and even before the Gaganyaan, there was a discussion about whether going to the mission to the after Mars, where we can go. When it is there, definitely asteroid missions also being talked about. Asteroid missions also being talked about. For example, you would have landed on the moon, then there is a possibility we have already gone to the Mars. We have moon landing is happening. So next possibly Mars landing. After that, definitely asteroid going. There is a incremental. You look at there
Yes,
incrementally
sir.
keep improving. So that way
Yes, sir.
Mars then that is possible. And especially when you're talking about the economically something, for example, good resources can be taken from there. All these things are talked about. Definitely, India also the target beyond Mars is the uh, your asteroid belt. But definitely by the time
Yes, sir.
our landers are in a place, it can happen there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Raj Balaji from comment section is asking, what do you think about privatization of space industry in India? So
Okay,
the
I think
recent
the
space,
norm
near
is
space.
slightly missed now. So basically, to look at here, what I foresee is ISRO will continue to be there. ISRO will continue to be there. As long as it's able to now the question is something like this. Okay, and now ISRO has grown, and almost it has become saturation. Saturation, various reasons. Various, for example, being a government of India organization, you know that government of India organization, new recruitments are not possible. Very various reasons. Okay, and we have been ISRO has been given some leverage. Okay, some leverage that means whomever retired, that many people can be inducted, but not new. That means
Yes,
almost
sir.
that manpower is saturated with the 16 to 17,000, including administration, all other people together, only 17,000. With that 17,000, now increased requirements. Today, you need very increased requirements are coming one side. So that same 17,000 manpower cannot do. Provided if keep doing that, people will be only manufacturing satellites, launch vehicle operating. So research thing will get blunted. That's why I used to tell even there itself, research thing will get so routine things definitely it has to go to private industry. Okay, because there is no big R&D called for. Already routine things they can go. So this is basically offloading in activities uh, from ISRO point of view. One side. Second thing is it gives another challenge to ISRO so that they should compete with private industry also today. That's how government of India is trying to impose that. So that will help, for example, IT, not IT, for example, to start with HIT also, hardware CCALS was making, and with respect to communication, IT was doing. But now another players came, it is becoming a very competitive thing. And India, now it will come up much better way. So either to take more manpower in or offload some of the activities of ISRO so that R&D can continue with the ISRO, but new production, other management, other things point of view can private can come. So that way, this another thing is huge amount of infrastructure has come in ISRO today. The infrastructure is more than what ISRO can make use. For example, more than 20 satellites simultaneously you can integrate. Okay, but that money we are not doing now. Okay, with 17,000 manpower they keep doing, they cannot do any R&D. So that's why already we are asking good number of private industries, a part and parcel of already 5, 6 satellites we have done. So having this experience, having how you can manage use our facilities, ISRO's facilities by private industry, and how it can get benefited, all put together, I think private industry is coming. Beyond all these things, when I was there in UN, I used to tell India's development. One of the reason being a space. Space has come up. Okay, so that way, so many countries are thinking when India's development space is played. So many of the upcoming countries are thinking why they also cannot enter into the space. When they are entering into the space, definitely their destination is India. When India, if it comes, then I already told already is ISRO is fully loaded with that. So new requirements coming from outside India, ISRO cannot take. So now a private industry, if it is fully equipped, fully trained, and good manpower is available, so that can take the orders coming from outside India. Okay, that way I feel, yeah, good aerospace industry can come up in India, not only for India, for the global market also. So that way put together, I feel it is for Indians context today. I think ISRO alone cannot do because of various reasons, whatever I told. So this is a good combination. ISRO doing a good amount of R&D, industries coming and doing a good number of routine launch vehicles, other things is concerned. So that way, both for Indian requirement and global requirement, we can meet.
Awesome, sir. Awesome. That is actually a really nice explanation we have so far received regarding this privatization. That we are able to understand the reasons behind it, and it is also clearing a lot of doubts and giving a clear picture about like what we are up to. That is really an awesome one, sir. So the next question is: last year, NASA sent two cube satellites called Marco A and Marco B because when the lander was landing, they were using the two cube satellites to data relay for data relaying. So recently, China also sent a cube satellite to lunar orbit, and it successfully worked for 1.5 years. So, what do you think the going to be the future of nano satellites in space exploration? Because NASA, DARPA, all the agencies, even ESA is spending heavily on nano satellites for past 2, 3 to 4 years. So, will there be any support from ISRO also in the future to support people who are building nano satellites?
I think that should happen. That's the reason when I was there itself, we are discussing about a nano satellite bus whether we can make it, so that can be utilized by the academia and the industry. That is the things what we made an attempt also. And definitely worldwide also it's going. As sometime back I told, one side launch vehicle launch is coming down, another side is satellites point of view, Mars has to come down. Same job, it can be done in a better way, not only in a cell phone, even the satellites also it can happen there. The same technologies is it possible to take it up. And definitely when we are able to demonstrate a planetary mission, like mission to the Mars, mission to the moon, other thing, using the smaller satellites, definitely it shows the power of the small satellites, irrespective of that thing. So definitely it can come for various, especially for that now, of course, it may not be that category, but still, soon it may become. For example, Elon Musk is targeting 42,000 satellites. Okay, for the worldwide web connectivity point of view. So that means a bigger satellite is not the thing, the smaller satellite is a requirement for the worldwide connectivity point of view is going. Remote sensing is another thing, definitely it's called upon. So various activities point of view, this is coming. And the mission, whatever they've gone to the Mars, definitely one good demonstrator. Because I know that when we are there itself, of course, this mission got delayed. Otherwise, they wanted a relay transmitter to put in our Mangalyaan also. Actually, when they are landing, they don't want to give one more orbiter. For Chandrayaan 2, we have an orbiter from where the lander goes and lands. So this can be a relay thing point of view. But moon being nearby, we can have primary thing directly also. But Mars, I think they wanted a similar thing. Actually, they wanted to fly one of the relay transmitter in our Mangalyaan itself, but that didn't come in time. That because we have to go in the 2013 itself, went ahead. That's why they were relying mostly on MRO. Mars reliance reconnaissance orbiter
Yes, sir.
are the
Yes,
delaying
sir.
point.
Yes, sir.
But the relay has its own
Yes, sir.
limitation. The relay has its own
Yes,
limitation.
sir.
Turnaround time covered if it takes and respond to get back, it takes nearly an 1 hour delay is there. That's why there is no other way. They went. This is basically a redundant system. Basically a redundant system, but it can give almost in real time. Almost in real time during the landing time, it can give a communication, and not only that, it can take another fellow can take a picture also. So that way, they have done it. So one side need point if they have done, another side definitely demonstrated nano is possible. And putting the things together need not be for the planetary missions. And actually, sometime back I was presenting within ISRO. That is the interplanetary mission by ISRO. That means a big mission takes off, and from there, whenever it goes to the, and we will keep maneuvering. We'll keep maneuvering each planetary bodies, and whenever goes nearer to that, you throw one nano satellites towards that planet. Okay, I was suggesting like that. Like that, one shot we can cover multiple planets. Okay, that means major mission is keep on moving one planet to another. Okay, but from
Yes, sir.
this, you throw one by one this nano satellite, so that one shot we can cover many planets. Also, one suggestion
Yes, sir.
I was
That is,
presenting
yes, sir.
one of the idea within ISRO. So so
Yes, sir.
now more or less Mars what they have done is something similar,
Yes,
but
sir.
it's good.
That
I
would
think
be
China is
great, sir.
planning
I'm
something like
looking
that.
for that day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That would be great, sir. Like, hitting all the planets in the same, main mission. That would
Yeah,
be something really
yeah.
futuristic, sir. So the next question is from the page called Noun the Universe. They are asking, since the asteroid is having low gravity compared to Earth and it is also not perfectly sphere, the gravitational pull and everything will be different. So he's asking, like, how hard it would be for us to land on asteroids. So,
Okay, well, basically it is more like traveling along with that thing. Okay, that's why I basically look at that when Japanese mission landed also, where the targeted versus where the landed was slightly difference was there. Okay, because the asteroid, some of them are rocky, some of them are buffy type of things being talked about. So unless otherwise you properly map it, it is thing is okay. But some of them are in a few hundreds of meters thing is there. I think that place it's possible because when Chandrayaan 2 landing also, our landing accuracy is much better. Then only we can land there. But then what we are talking about is gravity less being the case, it's reasonably okay also. So that means you go and travel along with that, and uh, slowly we can get, because this is like a moon landing. What created a problem, that sort of problems will not come here. But the problem is other extreme. Other extreme is that one is small, another one is it's a gravity being less. That means you have to go as if you are traveling along with that. Okay, then you have some mechanism. There are, you need the rough surfaces, rough thing if it is there, that can catch you there and hold. That's where it's possible. So even the Japanese things landing point of there is some issue, but finally they could almost embrace and come back. Okay, so that sort of things it's possible. So it's tough. I'm not telling it is easy, but challenging, but it's possible to do that also.
yes, yes, sir. The next question is school from Velachery, Nehru School, Velachery. They are asking, the wastage of the nuclear power station may be buried in the asteroids for avoiding dangerous activities in the Mother Earth. So they are basically asking, is it possible to bury the asteroid, the waste, the nuclear waste in asteroids? So is it possible, and what do you think about it, sir?
Uh, okay, and then basically these are all the possibilities they talk about where to go. But the issue is that there is a potential thing. Basically, now the thing is uh, nuclear things not to take to the outer space. I think that is one of the things. Actually, when we are
Yes, sir.
talking about when asteroid comes, if the time of notice is not good enough, even though people are talking about, but these opinions are split international level. Not only the keeping the waste there. If time around is less, the only option is today available technology is you go and use the nuclear means to blast it. Okay, but for that itself, people are not agreeing. Okay, that means something is going to hit for that itself will do. Anything you make a mistake, it can come and back to earth. Right? The reason why is it is we are thinking asteroid is a foreign system. Okay, but that is as far as your overall astronomical distance point of view, it's not very far. Okay, it can come and hit you someday or other. Okay, when that happens, this system, then it is another danger. Only thing is you're delaying, but it is another danger. We should be careful about that. So the question is, any nuclear waste, how to preserve? Basically, that's the reason we are trying to talk about is slightly not plutonium based, helium 3 based nuclear reactors being talked about in the future is to avoid this waste itself. Okay, I think that will be the target rather than how to put the waste there. So definitely,
Yes, sir.
even you put the waste there, its controllability is big question. Okay, that
Yes, sir.
asteroid itself can collide with another asteroid that can create a problem. Okay, so many other issues can happen there.
Yes,
So
sir.
there's uncontrollable situation there. So that I
Yes,
think is not a viable solution. My feeling is concerned.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So this is actually one of my questions. The thing is like power is always a big problem in designing any satellites. Like whether it is payload or radio, we always need to work in a very limited power. In past there have been missions like Curiosity, New Horizons, Cassini. These things were using thermonuclear generator, radioactive thermonuclear generators. So, is there any possibilities that if ISRO is doing a future mission, like sending a lander or rover to Mars or to other planet, is there any possibilities that we will be using a radioactive thermonuclear generator? And another one is like, is there any possibilities that we can create a nano version of thermonuclear generator, which can be used to power the satellites? For example, nano satellites or those things, something which is very not that harmful, which is less powerful. So instead of like solar panels, we can use that. So,
Yeah, I think in a way we have even Chandrayaan 2 itself. When I was there, we have started some effort. We have started some effort, not exactly power generation, but basically the small pellets. Okay, few grams of pellets type of thing. Using that radiation, make in a not electric, thermal power alone. Thermal
yes,
alone you
sir.
take. Okay, so that how, for example, if a lander would have landed properly, if rover is working properly, so how to live through that nights? So you remember Chandrayaan 2 before time frame, they told it will live only 14 days. Long night
Yes,
comes, it
sir.
cannot survive. But we know that it's
Yes, sir.
not survive, but we why to make the mission only for 14 days? And definitely we made an attempt. Basically, plutonium-233 isotope, keeping pelletizing it thing there. So that has a good long life. Okay, half long life is covered. But if we are able to do it, it generates radiation, generates a heat. Now that heat is good enough to keep the systems warm in the night conditions. Okay, so it can survive when daytime comes in the solar power. It can be there. So this is first portion of it. If you would have succeeded in the Chandrayaan 2, that mode of a thing, I think you would have succeeded. Then parallelly, as you told, that also was there. That means from this heat, we generate the power. Okay, because as I told, two ways. One is we are going to make the system very small and smaller and smaller. So the power requirement on the system is less. Okay, it
Yes,
not
sir.
it isn't called for a few kilowatts of power like big satellites. Okay, it's a power requirement that you make it less. Then use this heat whenever it's coming to heat the system, not electric means directly heat it. Okay, because good amount of power goes heating the systems. You look at your satellites, good amount of power goes to heat the systems to make the electronics, other systems. Because nearly 4 Kelvin is a space temperature. To cool it, otherwise everything will cool. To heat it
Yes,
itself, we
sir.
need a heater. So this can be used. Another thing is using your thermocouple method. Definitely, we can make this generate a power also. But make another side, you make the system not power hungry. Okay, so that way I think this is definitely a possible, and R&D research was going on within ISRO itself, within ISRO and
Okay.
Atomic Research Center combination. I formed a committee that was working, but some reasons or other we could not make it, but definitely that's a possibility.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That would be awesome, sir. So, since you have other webinars starting, I just
Yeah, yeah,
have like one more question, the final question, and then we will wrap up the session, sir. The thing is, like many people nowadays, many students want to get into the space industry, but all like what they are thinking is getting into aerospace engineering would get them a job in ISRO or get them a job in space exploration. Many people are believing that aerospace engineering is the only way, but the students are not realizing the other industries plays the major role in space exploration. Even sometimes colleges are, telling, even when we built the satellite, and it came, all over the places, as colleges are asking like, why you're getting into electronics instead of joining aerospace. Even some universities are also thinking like that. So really, students are facing a lot of issues now. Right now, 12th standard results are going to come, so there is a lot of students asking in the comment section about like what is the scope of being, because you are also an electronics engineer, sir.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
from your experience you can tell how important the other sectors are in space sector, space industry, and if they take aerospace engineering, what would be the role of
Yeah, I think this, as you rightly told, many places there is a small confusion. For example, when they are going for aero, that means the aircraft industry, there may be a reasonably good chance aerospace, aeronautical going there. But when their idea is to come to the space, okay, come to the space in terms of rocketry, in terms of the satellite, or in terms of researching into the space in science point of view. So then, accordingly, they should take it. Okay. So, but for that only there are two ways. One is two ways why we are telling is one is when you go to aero, you are confined only that portion. Only that portion is how to make the satellite, how to make other thing. Even there, more number of people are electronics and mechanical, not aerospace. Let's be careful about that. More number of people in the even employment opportunities. So if you take how many people they are recruiting year on year, how many electronics people, how many mechanical, how many aerospace you do, definitely electronics and mechanical will outnumber aerospace. By number one. Second thing is ISRO cannot take so many people. ISRO per year taking only so soon handful of the people. Okay, so let us assume tomorrow you are not able to get into ISRO. We being electronics or mechanical, you can get into elsewhere also. Another private industry you can go. Another thing. Third thing is your idea itself will change when you are in the 10th standard, 11th standard, graduation, post graduation will change. For that, your core engineering like electronics or core science like physics will help you to to go wherever it is. Your maturity will tell you how to go about. Okay, all the put things together. This and beyond all these things, the space technology is more of a interdisciplinary. Okay, not pure electronics, not pure mechanical, not pure aerospace, not pure chemical. You must be able to understand other systems also to make the satellites. For example, when you are being electronics engineer, you should be about communication, you should about the chemical engineering, thermal engineering, mechanical aspects. Definitely, you should know. And the flight dynamics. When I told about that, how you are going to maneuver the satellite, you should know. So all the things put together, only a space is coming. So, for example, Kalam was an aerospace engineer. Myself, electronics engineer. I should learn going there aerospace. Kalam from aerospace, he is supposed to learn electronics. So this is what called for. So space is all about interdisciplinary. Okay. So that way, if you come with electronics or come with the mechanical, there is a good scope. You can learn aerospace subsequently also. Nothing wrong. But in case you are not able to get into the ISRO, you have good amount of opportunities elsewhere. Okay, that is also possible. So that way, undergraduate, especially undergraduate, going for aero is not a correct thing, unless otherwise you are clear you are going for an aeronautical for example, Boeing type of thing which coming. That's different story. Care maintenance and that sort of thing. But in space, I think my bet is the core engineering like electronics, mechanical, or chemical.
Yes, sir. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for joining us today. Actually, you're one of the earliest inspiration for our whole teammate. I still remember when I was in 10th standard, I came and met you. It was a long journey. You really inspired us into, for getting into this industry. I hope today's session would have inspired so many people like us in the future. I hope we'll be seeing a lot of future space scientists. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time for us.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. How many are attending? Any idea?
Uh, okay, guys. Thank you so much. So now we have the next session from our teammate people, our teammates. So Mr. Yagna and Mr. Kashif will be joining the live now, and they will be providing you some interesting cool stuff. We have a quiz competition right now, and we have other presentations on all the cool stuffs are going on. So let me add Mr. Ignasai, who is the lead technologist for Space Kids India, and Mr. Abdul Kashif, who is the lead engineer of Space Kids India. I'm very happy to welcome them. Welcome, Mr. Yagna and Kashif.
Hi,
Hello
The
everyone.
stage is yours. Thank you. The stage is yours.
So hello everybody.
I hope you had an
Like first
interesting
just
session
mentioned, we are
right
going
now.
to have a please go ahead.
Yeah, I hope we had an interesting session right now. So let's have a small quiz competition to get engaged. We will ask the questions and you can put the answer in your chat box or in the comments. And once you're done with the quiz, if you have few more questions about asteroids and space, we'll be here to help you out with it. So Yagna, please ask the questions. Let's see how curious and
Everybody in the
enthusiastic
comment
the
box.
audience are.
So the first question is, who had coined the term asteroid?
Anyone who knows the answer? There's no time to Google, okay?
Yeah, we'll give like 30 seconds. So I think few of them got the right answer.
It's nice to see you people are so active. No.
Yeah, most of the people got it right. So yeah, the right answer is D. William Herschel. Good guys. I think like a lot of space geeks are in here, like being like it is an international asteroid there, they have done their research and are attending the quiz right now.
Okay, people, let's see if you can answer the next question.
Yeah, I think this will be quite a good one. Anybody?
Yeah.
Name an
Name an
asteroid that
asteroid,
is dog shape.
dog bone shape people.
Making everyone. I should
Any
also do check
answers?
out the questions in the comment box and check out the quiz answers. I think all are googling. See, all of them are getting it right. Now we know like what is the right answer. We should not
From
give this
next
much
time, only
time.
10 seconds we will have. We'll
Yeah,
only have 10 seconds for each
so
question.
the right answer is B. Yeah, so the next question is going to be just for 10 seconds. I'm watching it right now. Yeah, all are right, all are right. 216 Cleopatra is the right answer. Yeah, this one. So yeah, this is an interesting question. Which asteroid impact is to be believed to be the cause of the extinction of the dinosaurs? Current, Current impact, Chicxulub impact, Tutuga impact, and Moroccan impact. 10 seconds is done, right? I think again people are starting to. Yes, yes, yes. Most of the answers are right. Right, right, right. Yeah, well, yes, yes, yes. All are right. Last up now we'll ask last question, and strictly this will be only for 10 seconds. I'll pose the answer before anybody goes beyond 10 seconds. Right? Let's go. Yeah. 5 seconds more. Yes. The answer is
Nice to
C.
see so
Everyone
many
are right
smart
here.
minds over here. All of
Yeah,
them
yeah,
are
yeah.
having consistency in their answers.
So we wind up the quiz with this one.
Okay, people, if you have any questions, interesting questions about asteroids, please ask us and we'll try to guide you.
Yeah, C is the right one. Any questions? Yeah. So I guess like Sir has given a very great presentation where he has discussed almost all of it about asteroids. What is the why do we celebrate asteroids? And like, what is the purpose of doing it? And it's just been like 4 years since it started. So it's taken by United Nations in 2016. So it is generally, just to give earthlings to an idea that like we should be praised for impact, like just how Mylswamy have mentioned. If there is sudden pandemic like this, even though we know about the Spanish flu and like we were not ready to take it. So just preparing ourselves for any such space events which are which will be happening without uh, which happens all of a sudden. So just to that is why there are a lot of organizations which are keeping a track of the asteroids, and they'll be keeping updated, as I mentioned in one of the NASA's website, which is CNEOS, which is Center for Near Earth Object Studies .nasa.gov .jpl.nasa.gov. So there we can actually have a track of all the near Earth objects. Yeah, and we would like to inform you few movies which are themed of comets, asteroids. We would like to give you some suggestions. If any space geeks here, you could check it out. So the few movies which I have shortlisted is the famous one. Rifat, any guesses?
Sorry, I just now unmuted. I didn't
First one.
notice your question. Sorry?
I mean, I'm telling them we have shortlisted a few movies for an audience to watch on the occasion of Asteroid Day. So, what do you think the
I
first? What do you think the
I would
first
recommend
movie?
Salute 7. I would recommend
Which
our
is it?
audience to watch Salute 7. A really
Okay,
good
there is
space movie.
another famous one which we keep talking about regarding the
I have
asteroid.
no idea. Okay, okay. The
Armageddon.
Salute 7 is about space station, like Russian space station, and how they talked with an uncontrolled space station, all this stuff.
I'm talking about Armageddon.
Yeah, someone is commenting Armageddon. Yeah, I love Armageddon. I like Armageddon. It is one of my inspirations. But after watching Salute 7, it is more realistic and it really got me emotional. So I like
I
it
think this
better.
is way older movie.
Yeah,
Way
1998, Armageddon, even 1 year before. Nothing.
Kashif, any suggestions? Movie stuff.
Martian?
Martian is a complete different thing, but there are a lot of good movies like Judgment Day. There's Ice Age, Collision Course, animated movie. What about you, Yagna? What is your favorite one?
Mine is Armageddon. And there are a few other movies which are, been checking out for the occasion of this day. There is one thing which is called 51 Degrees North, and another one Deep Impact, which are all, in the during 90s only. Deep Impact was also released in 1998. There are a lot of movies during that time itself, like Meteor, Asteroid. There's a movie called Asteroid in 1997, which is released in 97.
Also, people should watch 2001 Space Odyssey. This is based on Arthur C. Clarke's imagination and all those, like hope on humanity that we will take our species to Mars and beyond by 2020, 2000. But see, here we are in 2021 putting mask and sitting inside home and worry about like whether we will come out or not. But that is a good movie. 2001, I think, yeah, 2000, A Space Odyssey. It is about space colonies and all this cool stuff. A very old movie.
There's somebody has to buy Armageddon. Why not?
Why
Because
not?
I think probably it is the first watched, and like it is kind of inspiring one before Interstellar or Gravity or Martian or anything like that.
because
So just keep saying.
because I watched Armageddon when I wasn't like aware of the actual physics, actual reality, and also I enjoyed it. After getting into the space industry and realizing what is practical and all, now I'm not able to watch it that much. But as a kid, I loved watching Armageddon, and it really inspired me to get into this industry. One of the inspiration. People want us to comment the movies in the comment section so they can have it as a reference.
I'll share. I'll share them.
Yeah, yeah. So Kashif, so I hope the session was good today, Dr. Annadurai sir.
Session
Really
was
gave
good. The
lot of
audience
good
were very
information.
enthusiastic.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so I would like to just say a quick announcement from Space Kids India that many people are asking that they want to join Space Kids India, they want to learn from us. So we have started a new initiative called Skylabs. So Skylabs is a junior diploma program or online learning program where we are giving a junior diploma in electronics, computer science, and space sciences. Like another sir has also told before, space is not just a one single department, but it is a multidisciplinary one. So from our past experience of 7 years, we have created a multidisciplinary curriculum which will combine both space sciences, electronics and computer sciences. So you can have a 360-degree view of like how to get started with doing cool stuff with space, satellites, and etc. So you guys can go to www.skylabs.in and you can get enrolled in the junior diploma course. And it is a yearly course, 1 year program, and you will also receive 25 kits. So instead of just studying, you'll be also able to execute whatever you're studying with the kids, and you'll be able to talk to us via forums and everything. We will just drop the link in the comment section so you can go and check it out. And you can also, once you go to the website, there will be a messaging icon. You can click that. You can drop your number. If you have, if you have any doubts or something, you'll be able to regarding the Skylab program. If you have any doubts, you'll be able to talk to us. So check it out, guys. It may be useful for you.
Yeah. And guys, another announcement. There will be live sessions very frequently on every space event happening, and we'll be in touch with all of you virtually. And there is a few series we are planning to start on YouTube where to share about few of the entrepreneurs or few of the innovators who have been creating an impact and sharing their because we are all youngsters and it's inspiring to share their stories and how did they come into the industry just like us how we did. So we're planning to start that series which will be live very soon.
Yeah.
So do stay tuned to our YouTube channel and just be active how you are right now.
Yeah.
So
As usual, like all the YouTube channels say, hit the like button, press the bell icon, and click the subscribe button. And also follow us on social media. So because actually we are also coming up with a few more missions. It is like we will be soon back with active space missions. We are working on it. So we will be there will be a lot of cool stuff happening, and you will be also able to there are get to know what we are doing, and there will be some opportunity for you guys also in future. So don't forget to go to Facebook and Twitter, follow the Space Kids India's handle.
there's somebody asking like how will they get notified on our live sessions. So if you follow our social media accounts, you'll be able to get that details.
Yeah, and also you can press the bell icon, so YouTube will automatically notify them once we go live. That will be also great. Great option.
Yes.
Okay, guys, I think we can wrap up the session for today. It's been a great session. Yeah. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining the session today. To all the viewers, all the supporters of Space Kids India. You guys are really a big motivation for us because it's nice to hang out with you guys. Sometimes it would be great. It feels great to share our knowledge with you guys. So I hope you guys like the session, and like Igna told, there will be a lot of live sessions like this in future. So Igna, you have anything to say? Mr. Kashif?
We'll be sending the movie names in the comment box
Okay.
for you to check.
So we'll be having some webinars for the subscribed people regarding the courses, and there'll be different topics where they'll be updating about the projects as well, what they are doing in the Skylab. So those people who are in Skylab program, they'll have private mentors who will be able to answer them very differently on the courses what they're studying practically. So that will be one great thing. As you're asking, like somebody in the comment section has been mentioning about the one frequent interaction that is there. That is already there in our program. So your movie names will be listed down in the comment section.
So can we wrap up the session? Okay, Kashif. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Kashif.
Thank you, everyone. See you in the next session.
So, guys, that is the wrap up for today's Asteroid Day special YouTube live on Space Kids India. We are so happy that you guys joined us today. I hope you guys have liked the session. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Rifat Shahrukh, CTO of Space Kids India signing off. We'll see you soon in the next webinar. Thank you, guys. See you. Bye.